I am now joined by NASCAR driver of the number 12 Team Penske car, Ryan Blaney, a.k.a. or as people in the chat now are referring to you as Ryan Blanket for some reason. Somebody made a typo on your name, and you're now called Ryan Blanket.
I've seen that every now and then.
Yeah.
I've seen that. It's easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're in the
Apple
chat.
will-
There it is. Ryan Blanket. They all see
Yeah,
it now.
Apple will definitely usually redirect you to Blanket.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I need to start making Ryan Blaney blankets. Maybe that'll be a good sell.
That's actually that's a lucrative business model that you could do. I think we could make that happen.
People love buying dumb stuff, man. That might be one of them.
We'll get the van. I've already been trying to talk to people about getting a van and selling the old trading cards, since I've been going hard on those, the old NASCAR cards. So we'll throw blankets on the side. Yeah, I pulled this the other day, dude. Look at this. It's an electric dick trickle, dude.
Look at that. See, I've never been into the card pulling business. It's just not something. I got a couple buddies who are like diehard card pullers, and I'm just like, dude, I did that with Pokemon cards back in the day, but
have you sold any of yours?
I didn't keep any. I mean, when you're back then, you don't think about that stuff. You don't know it's going to turn into this lucrative business that you got now. But
I was pissed, dude. We lost all of our shit in Katrina, though, dude. So all my stuff, I had they say we lost it. I think I had it still, but my mom used to hate the Pokemon cards, and so she was like, "No, the Beanie Babies are what's going to make the money for your college and for your life." Well, you see how that turned out. I didn't go to college, dude. So, yeah, it's we should have kept the Charizard cards, but
I know. It's, if you had a time machine, that's probably what I'd change, is keep all your Pokemon stuff and all that little stupid things, man. But never know how it's going to turn out.
No, you don't. Well, dude, it's been too long since we've got to catch up. There's obviously a lot that's going on with you right now in the racing world, especially after this weekend. It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, for me, from my perspective, I always want to see you win and do good. So it kind of sucked balls what happened. But dude, I gotta ask you. So I know you're really good at taking the losses, and it's a part of the game. It's a part of what you do. But did you think that Byron was going to have the balls to send it right there?
Yeah, man. I think I got asked that question after the race, and even before I saw a replay of all what happened. So you're trying to remember back on a snapshot moment, of one corner of 1,000 corners that we went through on Sunday. And yeah, man, I would have done the same exact thing. I kind of saw it coming and tried to protect as much as I could. I knew he was going to get in there, so I wanted to try to protect that move into one through lap traffic without taking a chance of me getting spun out. If I run him on the curb, I get spun.
Right.
He bounces off the curb and I'd spin out, and now my chances of winning are zero. So I tried to protect as much as I could, but he was in there, and I had to leave him space. And I would have done the same exact move if I was William in that situation. That was a race for the win, and both of us were in the spot we had to win. So that was just hard racing at a place to where it's Martinsville. You're going to get that stuff, and that's all fair ball game for sure.
Yeah, when that did happen though, and you're in the car there, what's happening in your mind in that moment? Obviously we know you want to catch him, but were you down to do whatever it took to get back in front of him?
No, I remember I asked the question in the moment to Timmy, my spotter. I asked him, I said, "Hey, did I leave him enough room?" Because I couldn't really tell, because we're trying to squeeze 3 wide with the lap car. It's hard to tell space sometimes in those moments. And so I asked, did I leave enough room, or did he was he off the curb? He was like, well, he was kind of on the curb, but it was tight, and I just needed to know that information, that if I could get back there, does it warrant me returning the bumper? Right. So that's why I wanted to ask that question. If I crowded him a lot, then, more than room that was given, I probably would have been like, well, he didn't really do anything malicious, so I don't need to do anything malicious back. So right. I just asked that question, and he just really told me that it was tight. Now, I can't say that if I would have got everything going in my mind was, all right, how do I just get close enough to have a shot at maybe making a pass or maybe playing some bumper tag? but I just never got there. He kind of drove away from me a little bit there, and his rear tires were a little bit better than mine, and I saved a little bit more, and I was able to stretch it. So I never really got the chance.
Yeah, and these new tires too, like obviously like when you guys are getting out there, you're testing, Goodyear's been doing the damn most, dude. Like really trying to bring some different strategy to the ball game now with this car. What was y'all's setup like did you guys expect to have more fall off maybe than you did? Like how much of that went into play? Cuz I know on that last pit you only took 2 tires. And so that was
No, we did 4.
You did 4?
Yeah,
well, the graphic
did 4.
fucked up,
Yeah.
dude. The graphic fucked up on the TV.
Can never trust the graphic.
No, that is huge now because that changes everything. Because the way that I'm looking at it, when that popped up, I was like, "Why the fuck did he only take 2 tires, dude?"
Yeah,
and so I thought, so that's crazy. So I don't know how many other people may have seen that and thought the same thing. I know I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, that changes the whole scenario. But
yeah, I think the tire wear that we were given, like that was a long run before that last yellow. I mean, that was probably 90 laps or something, 80 laps. And the left sides wearing the way they were, nobody was going to take 2 just because you were kind of on ice at that point. I think if it was the previous tire and we didn't see a lot of fall off or wear, you would have had a lot of guys maybe, gamble and throw 2 on it. But at that point, the way the tires were wearing, there was no way anyone was going to put 2 on it. So that kind of boxed everyone in, honestly, on like different strategies and stuff. You couldn't have done it. So I think the tire was great. Like you could piss it off and not get it back. And I think that's the way it should be. If you're aggressive early, you might take your lumps later in the run, and that's the way racing and tires should be. So I think they did a really good job of bringing something new.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they're going to have another new tire at Phoenix too. So they just, the more improvement, I think Bristol was the one where we all really got to see how it went down. And that itself was almost like, for me, I was live streaming that one. That was like a revival of like old NASCAR to me, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Bristol tire was weird. Like, we had that deal last year to where we didn't expect that. And then we went into this night race this year, or maybe it was a spring race. I can't remember the years, but like the first year that they were blowing tires out unexpectedly, just wearing through them. And then this night race, we didn't really expect the tires to wear as much as they did, because we were like, oh, the temp I think is in the range of they're not going to cord or anything. But then in the race they started doing it, so you had to be really cautious of it.
Yeah.
And that, as a driver and as a team, like when you have those curveballs thrown at you a little bit, you're reacting in the moment, and it's like, all right, what I thought was going to happen isn't happening. So how do we adjust to this, and how do we figure it out? And as a driver, that's pretty fun, because you're like, man, I'm learning in the moment, and how can I do it better than everybody else, and kind of be a little bit more strategic on how I kind of go about my run, and try to put 60, 70 laps together.
Yeah.
So that part's great.
I want to know, like, do you think that, like, what you just said is awesome to hear. Like, do you think that NASCAR just needs more of that level of intensity? I mean, we're in this age now where there's so much simulation data that you guys have. You're able to pretty much, I mean, when you're out there on the track, you can kind of know what other guys are doing. Do you think that is something that maybe NASCAR needs a little bit more of going into 2026?
The tire thing is tricky. I don't envy Goodyear in their position. Like, that's a fucking hard job, man. Like, you're trying to put a product out there that gives the best racing possible, and that's high wear tires. And each track is different. Like, you can't bring a Martinsville tire to Las Vegas. We're just going way too fast. Like, it won't take it. And so they're trying to build a tire that wears, but they don't want to look bad and build tires that blow out. Because that's bad for business, right? You don't want to be known as the company that blows out tires all the time. So it's like a weird fine line, and I've gotten to understand their position more and more over the years of, man, that's a tough job. Like, we're all wanting, well, just make a tire that wears out more. Well, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how this works, so and there's only so much testing that they can do. We have some tire tests, but not every single weekend. So they're just kind of somewhat rolling the dice on this stuff. So
That can be fun, but that can also be shitty for you guys.
It's fun for y'all to watch.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
shitty
for sure,
us
dude.
to sometimes race.
It's very fun.
If I'm going into turn 1 at 200 and I'm like, I don't know if this tire's going to blow out or not. Am I about to have the biggest hit of my life? But yeah, I mean, I think the tire path is where it should be. As far as like the data stuff, I'm on the boat of only in your team you can see your teammates' data.
Yes.
You know, like I'm a big believer in that. And I wouldn't say I'm a data connoisseur. I kind of probably look at it on the lesser side of the Cup Garage. I look at mine mostly, like just to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think if you make it team limited, I think that's better to where you have handcuffed offenses. Now that kind of hurts single car teams, right? I look at where Stenhouse is, that Hayek one. There's only one car. All right, you don't have anything to look at, but you
gotta have the comparisons of like what other people are doing, or at least in the Chevy camp, you know.
Yeah, maybe it's a manufacturer thing. Maybe the Fords can look at Fords and the two others can look at the others, but I think trying to reel that back in a little bit is important.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree because like we're just in this age now with AI and the tech stuff. We already know it's not going to go away at this point. Systems are going to get smarter and smarter. So it's like, where do you find that human instinct element? I feel like that's what racing is at the end of the day. Like you can't lose that, you know.
Yeah, and it's the same with every sport. Like I toured the Chicago White Sox facility a few months ago, and they got these machines now that it's a big LED screen. It's like 10 by 10, 15 by 10. And they can put up video of the opponent's pitcher. And it's right there. He's doing his normal motion, and the slot will move with his release point. And so you can literally practice for this guy who's about to pitch against you. And I look at it from a pitcher standpoint. It's like, well, that's not really fair. Like that guy's getting reps against me. I don't get reps against that guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think.
But that's kind of happening too.
Dealing with the technology side of it.
Yeah, that's kind of like where the thing is in motorsport that's happening too. I mean, I know that there's so much you can only do with the car that you're given, because that you have to bring ingenuity back to things. But I guess where this all kind of leads me now is like, I haven't got to ask you personally, and I'm sure you've answered it on a million other shows, but like, what's your whole thought process on like where NASCAR is going with the championship next year? Like, what do you personally want to see?
Oh, the points format thing?
Yeah.
I mainly grew up and I've seen all forms of it. I've seen the 36 race, I've seen the original Chase, and now the format that we're in now. And I loved the original Chase.
Yeah.
I think there's some tweaks I think you can do to it. But I loved watching the 10 route week. You know, consistency really matters, performance matters. I'm not a huge fan of the one race take all. Now I've won a championship in that format, but I think it can be better. I think it would be more natural to have a 10 race deal, like make a lot more bonus points in the regular season for race wins than what they are now. And then all those compile up to the start of the chase or whatever you want to call it. And then it's 10 weeks and you have all these multitude of tracks, and, you know, it's kind of your average over 10 weeks and whoever's on top, you know, wins it. That's my vote. Everyone's going to be different. But I think there are changes coming. I don't know what that's going to be. But I think something is coming. That's for sure. And I do like they're moving it to Miami again next year.
Yeah.
I think a rotation for the final race is good. Like you could take it to Miami, Phoenix, Vegas, like whether it's yearly or bi-yearly. I think rotating that championship race around is the right way to go.
Yeah, we know that this car performs well on those intermediate tracks. So I feel like any intermediate track would be perfect to lay it out on. I mean, hell, even Charlotte, dude. Charlotte, I mean, that's always a banger of a race, dude.
Yeah, Charlotte's the oval's gotten to be awesome. And you could bring it there. I mean, people are like, oh, it's cold in in November in Charlotte. I was like, well, we just raced Martinsville last week.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that cold. So
yeah.
there's opportunity, I think.
I hear that. Well, some other stuff too. They just dropped this creator series for the NASCAR 25 game. You're basically a movie star now. They've made you guys look cinematic as fuck, and I love that because I feel like NASCAR creating that within its own ecosystem is important because like that's a part of like what made NASCAR so big in pop culture. And so now like whoever the team is at like NDM, they're doing a great job of like finding ways to put that together. This streamer thing though, there's been like a lot of backlash out of it, like that I saw online yesterday. Everybody's like, "Oh, we need more NASCAR creators. It should only be NASCAR creators." And I'm like, I don't think you understand how big these people are because if you're not in the streaming world and you don't watch these streams, you don't understand what this could actually do for NASCAR. So while yes, people like us are all here, the new people are going to find us if they just come in through the game.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big stream watcher. I don't know. I know very minimal about it.
Oh, I don't either, dude. This is the only stream that I know. This is what we do here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. From my understanding, it's just people turning their cameras on and just doing whatever they're doing, right? Live.
Yeah.
Right. It's like there's a couple really big ones out there now, right? There's a lot of the folks that we got, but I only know a couple of them that I've seen pop up a little bit. That Kai
Sinet and I Show Speed are the only two.
Yeah,
ones.
Those two are like the biggest ones, right? So, yeah, those guys just live stream everything, which is pretty interesting concept, honestly. But yeah, that was fun to be a part of. I think it's unique. I can understand the frustration by some, NASCAR gamer streamers or whatever. They're like, well, I wish I was a part of it, and I'm the core fan base of this.
Right.
But I get what NASCAR was trying to do as far as bringing in broader audiences from these streamers that have hundreds of thousands or millions of people that tune into their stuff. But yeah, that was fun. I haven't gotten the chance to play the new game too much. It's pretty cool. I'm on the cover. That's pretty neat. As a kid, I always liked seeing who was on the cover of the NASCAR games year in and year out.
Oh yeah, dude. Any sport, dude. I remember for me, like it was when Michael Vick was on Madden, dude. Like that year on PlayStation 1 was like I was all in. But then with NASCAR, the Tony Stewart, I remember him being on the cover, and then NASCAR Thunder with Jeff Gordon's car. Those are all great games, man. Yeah. What system would you play on? I
mainly was a PlayStation guy.
Yeah. PS2, PS3.
I still believe PlayStation 2 was the greatest gaming console ever made.
Vice City on that, dude.
Yeah, that was the deal, man. I think I had every single generation of PlayStation. That, and I was a big Nintendo 64 guy.
Yeah,
growing up.
I still have
mine. Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's that see-through blue that was awesome, dude. Just like a teal. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, you had the one that like my grandma wouldn't buy me, dude. So that's cool. I had the standard, had the expansion pack with Majora's Mask, and that's where it stayed, dude. The Zelda games.
I played WrestleMania 2000 was big on that. I remember it because it was a black pop-in disc, and like all the other ones were like gray.
Yeah.
So that one was cool. And then like was NBA Heat, I think like 2000 or 01. It was like 2v2.
Were you a Tony Hawk guy?
Not so much on like on PlayStation and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I was pretty big.
I had it on N64 in the blue cartridge. And that's what I would pop in, dude. So I was always on the skate games, dude. I was kind of a skater. I don't know. If I try to drop in now,
about you,
dude. What's that?
Avril Lavigne was talking about you back in the day.
The biggest crush of my life, dude, was Avril Lavigne. I swear to God. Well, other than everything going on in NASCAR, you also got other big life shit going on. You're about to be a dad, dude. How has that been this year? Like, kind of like going through the motions on anticipating and getting ready. Because I know as a dad how that is. I want to know what it's like being a NASCAR driver getting ready for that.
The anticipation is high. We got really fortunate of the timing of the whole thing. We'll be in our off season by the time our kid's born. So we timed that out pretty spectacular.
Oh yeah, dude, perfect.
It would have been tough of going away on the weekend. Like, hey, I got to go to work and be stressing out about, I'm not going to be there. especially for the birth of your first one. So we got pretty lucky on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's all excitement. There's a little bit of nerves, I think, that are involved in it. At least I am. But it's like 20% nerves, 80% excitement, just because you're about to like open up this whole new world of your life, and I think that's a little nervous. The unknowns make you nervous, but yeah, man, we're excited. We're about a month out, and we're gearing up for it as much as we can.
Dude, I love to hear that, man. Yeah, mine's 10 now, dude, and it's crazy to think how fast the time goes. So yeah, bro, get ready. It's a ride, and you just want to enjoy it. I mean, you've been seeing too. You can look at like even Chase Briscoe, like with his kid lately. Like that's been some of the funniest content that I've seen.
Yeah,
like with him and his little boy.
It's crazy, man. Like I look at I've gotten to grow up. Bubba's son is just over 1 now. He just turned 1. So it's fun to be as close as we are and kind of see his kid grow and become a 1-year-old is pretty cool. All the changes you see him go through, it gets me geared up. And I'll tell you the freakiest thing is, so I remember being a, young single digit aged person, like at driver intros with my dad and, hanging out with like Harvick and stuff.
Yeah.
And now Harvick's kid, Keelan, is like, there's only going to be so many years before he gets in the show.
So
now it's going to be a full circle. Like, oh my God, I'm definitely getting old now. And I'm racing against Keelan when I used to race against your dad. And I was your age when I met your dad.
Dude, it's nuts. Weird. It's so weird how quickly it goes. It gets away from you, man. Almost.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. But going from that, so obviously where we are now, you're getting ready for Phoenix. How are you going in this weekend? Do you have a little bit of extra motivation to go get that first win out there at that track? Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I hope so. It sucks we're not a part of the championship, obviously, but you're still racing. You still got one more to go try to cap your season off strong, go into the winter time with heads held high and stuff like that. So while everyone's bummed out, Sunday night when you don't make it, it turns right around Monday morning. And all right, what's our new goal for this week? And let's go try to win Phoenix and end the season on a high note. That's the main goal. And yeah, it'd be nice to get our first win out there. We've run really good out there over the years, and hopefully it'd be nice to cap it all off. And like you say, go into the winter, really with a ton of motivation for next year. So we'll see.
Yeah, and with another trophy. By the way, that trophy room, I haven't been there in a long time. That thing's got to be almost full now. Have you moved it yet? Like the trophy room?
It's moved around a little bit. It's we've gotten some remodeling done to our house in the last handful of years, and it's been fun. This is actually kind of a new part of the house that's kind of moved into the little bar trophy room type deal, and
love it.
Just continuing to hang up old fire suits like behind me, and all of them are kind of special. I got a couple of my dad's up there and a couple of my first ones, couple, first starts, first wins, championship fire suit on this side of me, and big old picture of me and my guys and on the stage. So yeah, man, it's moved around a little bit, but you continue to make room.
Yeah, I'll have to get out there one of these days and come check it out. I had some questions from some people in the Discord before I let you go. What is your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
I'm a wild berry guy.
Wild berry. Okay.
Wild berry. You don't see them often. It's kind of like it's a nice little treat when you can find them in the grocery store. But wild berry, and if they don't have those, I'll go blue, raspberry, and then I'll go cinnamon. Okay. It's my top 3.
Hammond's in the Discord wants to know, and he includes a video of you and Bubba. He needs to know when your metalcore side project is going to start. You do got it, dude. You do got pipes on you, bro. If you scream,
I don't know about that. I haven't done it in a long time. Never. To answer his question, never.
Not now.
No, not now. Man, that stuff's so crazy. I grew up a metalhead, and still am to this day in a little bit of regards. I actually got a buddy of mine's sweatshirt on. It's Miss May I, this band out of Ohio that I've been buddies with for probably 10 years. And I just saw them play in Charlotte and on their new tour. But I love watching. I just love, music, kind of all types of music. Like
same.
What those folks can do is just unbelievable. Like it never ceases to amaze me, no matter what you are, whether you're a drummer, bassist, guitarist, singer, songwriter, like how do you compile all that together to make this melody and then put words to go along with this melody? And how do you make these words meaningful? And all that stuff is just mind blowing to me. I don't know how these people do it. It's just some of the most talented people in the world. But
It's
as
art,
far as
man.
my career in that goes, it's never going to happen.
Never. All right. Not even in the. I don't know, dude. If I get over there, and I've always wanted to drum off with Bubba, dude, because I drum. I play a little guitar, but I've always
I don't have the rhythm. I
no,
can't do it.
you just
Can't do it.
just that,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there, all right. So I know that you and I both have a lot of the music taste stuff. I got to ask you personally: were you ever a fan of Tool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Great band. Love them. That's the ones that get deep, dude. They get deep with their stuff.
Yeah, I love that era of music was great. Like the 90s kind of grunge era, I guess
Yeah.
you could call it. You know, like
It's more psychedelic.
yeah.
It's weirdly psychedelic metal rock kind of.
Yeah, they had some interesting stuff going on, and I like that, you know, when they change it up a little bit. Like, you know, I was a huge like Alice in Chains fan growing up, and you know, all those bands kind of from that era I thoroughly enjoyed. And Tool was just like that was like a trippy kind of band. Like you said, they kind of had some psychedelic stuff going on, and they always had good lyrics too.
Yeah,
Like,
they did. Maynard's a fucking wizard, dude.
yeah, I know. I would love to have seen them live. I've never been able to do it.
Me
But
either. I missed out the one time I was in New York, and so my buddy got to go, and I didn't get to see it. But everyone that I've talked to says it's the most incredible show. So
yeah,
hopefully one of these days. But always cool to find out like who your drivers are inspired by musically. And I guess the last question. This one is could be a quickly answered one. At Martinsville, what do you feel like is the preferred line on restarts, and is it different in spring versus fall?
I think the preferred lane choice, like the bottom is kind of preferred, but I feel like on restarts the top can be pretty inviting.
Yeah.
You know, and it depends on where you are in the pack. Like if I'm like row 10, I'm probably going to take a chance on the top because a lot of guys get down and it checks the bottom lane up, and you might be able to kind of get a hole and get down. You don't want to run the whole time up there. But I've always preferred like right on the curb. Like during a run, I try to be as close to the curb as I can and under the rubber. And that's just kind of the way it's suited me over the years. But yeah, it just depends. I mean, if the spring and fall, it can differ. Really, it's just whatever the tire is. Like if the tire is super soft and laying rubber down, that can kind of change with being able to move around more. If the tire's not really laying rubber down there and it's like super cold, the top never really comes in. So it just depends. It just depends what kind of the weekend's like and what you feel in practice and what you see through the race. You're kind of audibling through the race on these things in the moment, which is what makes racing, motorsports, pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it earlier of you have to change your stuff up in the moment, you know, and whatever's best for you and see what the track's doing. And that part's always pretty fun.
We love it. Well, dude, good luck this weekend, man. Thanks for giving us some time today. And
Yeah, man.
Always great to get to catch up. And I'm sure we'll be doing more of it soon here in the off season.
Yeah. Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate you having me. Thanks everybody for joining in.
Yep. We'll see you soon, bro. Take care.
All right. See you, pal.